Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Martin. And guess what? Today we are going to make some M&M cookies. And joining me is
Mrs. Shults. Hi, it's good to see you. I'm excited about making cookies too.
Yes, I can't wait.
I love to bake just like Mrs. Martin does. And so to prepare for our time together today, I went through my cabinets and took out the tools that I needed whenever I bake. And here they are. Anyone want to zoom in? Should we do it that way? Okay. So we're just going to cut that part out.
We'll cut that part out.
All right. And then, so boys and girls, in my collection of tools, there are cups and there are spoons. These large cups are for when I have to measure multiple cups. So this one's has 4 cups in it. The smaller cups are the ones we're going to use today. The biggest one equals 1 cup, and then they get smaller. A half a cup, a third, and a quarter. And then I have spoons. And I'm going to sort my spoons so that you can see the different kinds and the different sizes. So there are 2 kinds of spoons. There is a tablespoon. Sometimes we use that when eating soup. And then another type of spoon is the teaspoon. And boys and girls, it holds the same amount as a teaspoon, just like we use at school or eat at home with. But that's not all. We use fractions to break the spoons into smaller portions. So I'm going to show you, see all these other spoons are fractions of the whole spoon. So here's another whole spoon. Those 2 hold the same. But this one is a half. It only holds half of what a teaspoon holds. Here's another half. I just have a collection of these. This one is much smaller. It's a quarter of a teaspoon. This one is even another quarter. That's another quarter. They're all labeled and marked. Another quarter of a teaspoon. This one is another tablespoon. So it goes down there. This is half a tablespoon. So it goes there. And I have one more. This one is a half a teaspoon. Goes in that group. So there's my halves. And this cool spoon does all of those jobs for me just by sliding it. I can have a teaspoon, a 3/4, a half, or a quarter, and even an eighth. Look at that much as an eighth of a teaspoon. Fractions are used in baking all the time.
Now, in order to bake the cookies, we have to preheat the oven. So let's go over to the oven. And I am going to select the bake mode. And the recipe says to preheat the oven to 375. So 375, I need 3, 7, and 5. So now all I have to do is touch start and the oven will start preheating. Now we're going to start mixing our ingredients. Come on, Mrs. Shults.
I'm back. I am excited. Here are the ingredients.
Wait. What? We have to wash our hands.
Of course, every baker knows you never bake without starting by washing your hands. Thank you, Mrs. Martin.
You're welcome.
I'm too excited.
I'm ready for cookies. I'm hungry too. But you know, with everything that's going on right now, how important it is to wash your hands.
Of course.
You want to join me, Mrs. Shults?
I'm here. And yeah, anytime we bake, no matter when, even without this quarantine, we always wash our hands. Always. And we don't lick spoons or our fingers.
We can't lick the spoons, really?
No. Oh no. Not in the middle of baking.
Okay.
We're all done.
Okay. All right. Now we can start baking.
Now we're ready to start. What are our ingredients, Mrs. Martin?
Okay, the first thing that we're going to need will be 2 1/4 cups of flour. So do you have the flour?
Flour. flour's ready.
Okay. Which tool do you want to use
So
to do 2 1/4 cups of flour?
So you said cups.
Yeah.
So we go to our cups.
Okay.
So this is a whole cup. So that first 2 is 2 whole cups. All right.
Okay.
So there you go, Miss
How about
Martin.
that?
Oh, all right. And we need you know what? I'm gonna use just a smaller cup. I'm gonna use the quarter to fill it up. How
Right.
many quarters will it take to fill up 1 cup?
Okay, so 1/4
Let's
means
test our fractions.
1/4. So if we have 4 parts for our denominator, that means to make a whole, your numerator and denominator must be the same.
Okay.
So if we want 1/4 and the denominator is a 4, then the numerator needs to be
A 4.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah.
So 4 of our quarter cups should get to the top of the cup.
right to make a
All right.
whole.
That is the
There's
math
1.
pattern for sure. Okay, I want to make it nice and flat so that it
2,
goes in. Uh-huh.
3,
Ooh, it's getting close. And 4.
4. Look,
Totally worked.
totally on the top. So
4. Go ahead.
4/4 equals
1 whole cup.
but we need 2 of them.
Okay.
So there's 1 cup. So we need to do it again.
Do it again.
Do it
1.
again. Do it again.
2. I'm making a mess. Okay.
Yes, you are.
3.
Uno más.
And 4. Woo! Right
There's
there.
the whole.
Mhm.
All right. So now we have 2 cups of flour.
And we need 1/4 more. But now, Jill, we don't need 4 on
No,
top.
no,
We just
no.
want
We don't want a whole.
1 of the 4. So just 1 more 4.
There we go. We're done with the flour. So everything that we're mixing right now is some type of dry mixture. So the next thing that they want is 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
So do we need cups?
No.
We need the teaspoons.
So we will get the tool that we need to use, which is a teaspoon. So remember, the tablespoon is the bigger one,
Yep.
and this is the smaller teaspoon.
All right.
So do you have the baking soda?
It is right here.
Okay.
All right. And always, just like we were doing with the cups, you make it level. Right to the top and level. Okay, that's going in.
Sprinkle it in.
Yes.
So we have the first 2. The only other thing that we need is 1 teaspoon. So you're going to use the same
Yep.
one. And you need salt.
Oh, salt right here. 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. All right. Nice and level.
Nice and level.
Keep shaking it so there's no mountains in the middle. Okay. A level teaspoon of salt. There we go.
Now it says combine flour, baking soda, and salt in a bowl. Okay, that's what we did. We combined it.
So, what does it mean to combine? Combine means to mix them together.
Yeah. Put them together.
Put
Mix them.
together. Yep. Put
So I'm gonna
together.
stir.
They're all synonyms for combine. Put together.
I'm gonna stir the dry ingredients. We're combining. We are mixing. We put them together. So there's a lot of synonyms right there
Yeah.
for the word combine. All right.
Bring together.
That's it. All right, we have the dry ingredients in this bowl. So the next thing that we want to do, we're going to mix some wet mixture things. And it needs to be in a separate bowl. And we're going to beat together the butter, Crisco, sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, and eggs. Now, Mrs. Shults, I see that you have a red line under beat.
Yes. So what does it mean to beat? That's one of our vocabulary words for cooking.
I beat people involved.
That's one use of the word beat. And I
okay.
saw you move into a beat
Yeah.
a word for mix. And when you beat it, like we often think of beating eggs. So beating in cooking means that we mix really fast. So like when we beat eggs, we want to get them ready to scramble them for breakfast. We mix them really fast and we blend them well. So we need to beat our wet ingredients together in order to get them to mix the best. And that takes a lot of muscle. So to beat them, we're going to let the mixer be our muscle today. So this is the bowl we're going to use to mix or beat the wet ingredients. And we're going to let electricity do the work for us. All right, so boys and girls, the first thing it's telling us to do now to beat the ingredients together is to put a 1/4 cup of butter that has been softened. So we've been talking about our measuring tools like the cups and the spoons, but this butter actually has a measuring tool already on it because people like to just cut what they need. We need a 1/4 cup, and if you look at my tool, this cube of butter is only a 1/2 cup. So 1/2 of a 1/2 is a 1/4. So right here, right dead in the middle, you see 1/4 of the cup. So I'm going to cut that right on the line. And I'm going to save this for another baking project. And I'm going to put this in my bowl. And now we need to soften it. So to soften it, we're going to use the microwave. So I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for about 10 seconds just so the butter becomes soft. Now I'm going to do my quick method. So I'm putting 30 seconds, but then I'm going to count down 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And I'm going to turn it off. Oh yeah. That did it. That is nice soft butter.